We're here with Mark and John. How excited are you guys to meet the army of Kick-Ass fans standing outside?
I'm very excited. I've never seen a line that long before, but I just think it shows you they have exceptional taste in series. All of them. They all know what's quality, and that's a testament to Mark's idea.
And Mark, out of all the series you've done, what do you think it is about this that has grabbed the attention and the love of fans so severely?
I think because it's vulgar, it's it's crass, and it's violent. You know, it's all the things I want to read in comics. You know, so, but I wrote a book for guys like us. Really, you know, I wanted to do something that I would read. And I think that's kind of the secret, because for so long, especially the first few years of my career, I would try and do stuff that I thought people would like, and it didn't work, you know. And then I almost was giving up, and I decided with authority to write the kind of book I wanted to read. And then I thought, this is it. People then connect with it, you know, when you're not patronising them, you're just doing what you want to read, you know?
Every time I try to figure out the metaphor and the artistic quality of this, he says, no, I just wanted to shock people. He says, I just want to be foul and vulgar and just get people upset. All right, what about the artistic integrity? I don't know. The hell with that. I just wanted to shock people.
As Homer Simpson said, nobody ever went broke by aiming at the lowest common denominator, you know, so like, you know,
And where did the specific inspiration come from for some of the magnificent things in this film, like Hit Girl and Big Daddy?
Loads of the stuff, you know, Johnny and I's own life, a lot of the stuff came from, you know, like visually, Johnny brought a lot of things from his own life into it, but Dave, massively autobiographical for me, you know, a 15-year-old boy obsessed with comics, you know, considering becoming a superhero as I did when I was 15 with my friends, went to the gym, did karate, taekwondo and all that kind of stuff. Had a plan to do this, you know, and the story is what would have happened if I had. But there's loads of little things, like my mum's name is his mum's name, you know, lived with his dad the way I lived with my dad. Hit Girl and Big Daddy, I suppose, is a kind of, you know, I've got a daughter the same age as Hit Girl, you know, and like Big Daddy and her have got a similar sort of fun relationship. Like we play lots of sports and things together. We don't use semi-automatic weapons, but you know, we
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
I want to point that out. So yeah, so all these little things from your real life, and Johnny was the same. You know?
Visually, it just the majority of the time in this series takes place in my old neighborhood in Queens, New York. Even the schoolyard where the first graffiti encounter with the graffiti kids all took place in my old neighborhood in Queens. And that was because when I heard that it was so personal to him, I said, well, I got to add a personal touch to this too. Apartments, interiors, apartments, clothing, everything was from my memory.
And did you guys think you'd ever actually get this thing published? Because the bloody look, the amazing kind of shock value of it, did you think people were just going to say, you can't do that, you're going to jail?
I knew it would get published, but we never really thought it would be a film. Although the rights were set up before the comic came out, but we'd been talking about the comic for a year prior to that, and we just wanted to do a good comic. We just wanted to do something we liked, and we thought it was unfilmable. To be honest, you know, we thought this was the Naked Lunch of superhero books. You know, like nobody can make a movie of this. I mean, every page of it was wrong, sort of, you know, and yet that's what made it good, you know. And it's funny because whenever Matthew and Jane had the first draft of the screenplay and took it out to Paramount and Sony and everything that people like about it is everything they hated about it, you know, and they all rejected it for those reasons. And it's quite interesting. I just wonder what's going to happen at the studios now, because all those studio guys who said, oh, we hate it, it's rubbish, it's the opposite of what makes a good movie, are the guys who are saying, oh, we loved it, it was our boss hated it, you know. And so it's quite interesting. I wonder if things are going to shift a little.
I knew working on the first issue it was going to have a cult following. I knew just from the shock value. I had no idea how large cult following could be, and now we're seeing with the film and the following that it has. You still could call it a cult following, but it's a gigantic cult following.
It's a pretty huge cult following. Now, I have to ask, how close is what we see on the big screen to what we saw on your pages? Because what we saw on your pages was bloody, it was shocking, it was brilliant. Is that going to be matched by the big screen?
I think, with the exception of the amount of blood, I think we went over the top more so than the film. I think it's pretty close.
They couldn't afford as much blood as you drew on that page.
No, that's exactly right. I think about 90%, 85, 90% of what we did.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, even shot for shot, like the way Johnny drew it, you know,
that was the
put the camera in the same places and things, and costumes being exactly the same, like, you know, background characters dressed exactly like the way they were drawn, because they constantly had the books out as reference.
The true flattery,
so
and the biggest compliment was from him, and through him from Matthew, that he was a fan of the way I told the story and the visuals and the storytelling and the cinematography, so to speak. That's the biggest compliment an artist, a cartoonist.
Even
An artist
the
can
small
get.
changes they made, though, it was stuff that just made the story work faster. You know, things like the jetpack sequence. The thing had been building up so much at that point, it needed something crazy in the movie where we were a bit more low key in the comic. The twist we had with Big Daddy for a page where you found out all his stuff was all lies works in an episodic comic because it was part 7 of 8, but in the movie it would have been too much of a twist. You know, you'd have been like, it'd have thrown off kilter the whole ending and everything. So those little tweaks that we made, it had to be made. It was good. It actually worked better for it. But I would say probably 90% of it's the same, which for an adaptation is incredible. You know, so we're delighted.
My final questions. First off, how impressed were you and how happy were you with the cast, especially young Chloe's Hit Girl, and are we going to get the sequel?
Chloe, a bit disappointed. We were after Dame Judi Dench. She was one we really wanted, and she could have pulled it off. And she'd been in the gym for a bit, you know, before. But I mean, it couldn't have been better, couldn't it? And
No.
the casting was actually really hard, especially Chloe and Hit Girl and Kick-Ass were the two hardest, weren't they, to cast? Because if they hadn't worked, this movie would have sucked.
And Matthew said down to the last minute before he chose Aaron. That's how close he was to putting the movie back 6 weeks, he said, until he found Aaron.
We looked at everyone. I mean, every night I was watching, if I wasn't there, I was watching online that day's auditions, and we were coming up with crazy ones. I'd suggested Macaulay Culkin at one point, thinking he was still 19, but he's like 40 or something, you know. And like the kid from The Sixth Sense, who's now a man as well. It's weird, you know. Like I thought he was about 12, but he's like 30 now as well. So, but we looked at everyone you can think of, all the guys from Disney Channel, looked at all these people, all the wee girls for.
Zac Efron is Kick-Ass.
Zac
great story.
Zac
This is a
Efron
great little-
Zac Efron genuinely was almost in it. Because we wanted him, we went after Zac Efron, but not as Kick-Ass. We wanted him as Red Mist. And my theory, as I was writing it, I wanted Zac Efron. I think I might even have put it in the panel descriptions. Because my theory was, any guy is going to pay $10 to see Zac Efron get the shit kicked out of him in a movie, you know. And he turned it down, maybe quite rightly, you know. So.
It wasn't for him, he said.
No musical numbers. That was the problem. Maybe in the sequel.
Maybe the next one. Maybe the next one. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us. There's an army of people who are going to literally kick my ass if I don't let you go now. Thanks.